Hey guys, it's Mr. Decker here, and we are in Unit 3 of the updated Code.org Computer Science Discoveries curriculum. And we're taking a look here at Lesson 10. And in Lesson 10, we're going to learn about how to use text in our code and get it to show up in our display area. Let's go ahead and get started, shall we? All right, so on Bubble 1, we're making a prediction. It says, read the code below, make a prediction, what will show on the screen, and where will it be displayed. So we've got two text blocks here, one on line 1 and one on line 3. In this first text box, it says hello in quotation marks, and then it has a 10 and a 200 in these second and third parameters. And then down here on line 3, this text block, everyone, exclamation point, is inside of those quotation marks in the first parameter. Second parameter has a 200. Third parameter has a 300. So the way this works, this text will show up on the screen at 10x 200y. So 10x, we know, is way over here on the left side of the screen. And then 200y is right there, somewhere about. So hello will be right there. So hello will appear on the screen in the, let's say, middle left. And then everyone, exclamation point, will appear on the screen. Let's see, where's 200x is way over here. And then 300y coming down here. So it'll be right about here. So kind of bottom middle. And then when we run it, there's hello in the middle left and everyone in the bottom middle. All right, let's finish and continue. That puts us on bubble 2. And bubble 2 says you can put text anywhere you'd like on the screen using the text block. Read the documentation by clicking on the block in the toolbox to see how to change the size and color of your text. So we'll go to the drawing drawer. We've got the world drawer already open. Variables is here, math is here, sprites here, but we're in the drawing drawer and we've got lots of blocks. And do this. It says change the displayed text in the provided code. So right now the background is light yellow. On line 2, we have a comment block that's telling us to change the displayed text in the provided code. So text block right here, change me and add another text block. All right, so we'll run this. Change me and add another text block. I'm just going to say I love making animations and games. And then I reset that and run it, and there's the text that I just entered. And then add another sentence in a different part of the screen and add a second text block. So add a second text block and change the X and Y location in the block. Okay, so we're going to go down here. We're going to grab this text block, put that on line 5. Let's say coding is fun. And we're going to put that down here. So I'm going to choose 170, 270. So 170x, 270y, reset run, and there's coding is fun. Is that all it wanted us to do? Change the size and color of our text? So I think, yeah, there's fill. So if I change that to blue, does that work? Yeah, it changes the text to blue. That's cool. And then there's a text size as well, and I'm sure we'll learn this later on, but if I change this to 20, right, it makes that text a lot bigger so you can see it a lot better. That's a lot better for my eyes, probably better for yours too. Well, let's finish there, and we'll move on over to bubble 3. On bubble 3, text size, the very next thing it wants us to learn, but we just did that. You can change the size of the text using the text size block. Run the code, see how it works. So small, medium, large. Add code to make the word large the biggest. So here's text size again. But notice that text size 20, that's making this text the small text, size 20. And then we're telling the computer to update the text size for this text block and for this one right now. So what we need to do is go into our drawing drawer and we grab that text size block. We're going to put that above this text right here. Since we're doing 20, 40, let's go ahead and keep that pattern going, adding 20 more pixels in size. Now we have small, medium, and large. So anytime you want to change the text size block has to be above the text block that you're trying to change the size of. I hope that makes sense. It makes sense to me. So this 20 text size is applied to this text block. And then we're updating text size to 40 for this text block, and then updating the text size to 60 for this text block. If I moved this up here and put that directly above the small, then the small is going to be 60. If I move it here, it's going to do nothing except lose the 60 size for large. So you really got to pay attention to the order of your code. Like we've learned in the past, the order of that code really, really matters. So by the end of this one, you should have a text size 20 on line 3, a text size 40 on line 5, and a text size 60 on line 8 to get this bubble correct. Let's finish and continue. That's going to put us on bubble 4, where we have some practice levels to complete. The first one we'll do is debug the berry greeting A. Once it gets there. All right, let's take a look at this. This scene has all the right code, but it's not in the right order. Again, making sure the order is correct. The scene should look like the image on the right. It's very nice to see you. I like puns. Puns are puntastic. All right, do this. It says reorder the blocks so that each part of the scene is drawn in the correct order, so that the scene looks like the picture. All right, we can do that. And we've got a hint here, and the hint says you often want to call draw sprites at the very end of your program so the sprites are on top of your background. But for some designs, you may want to call draw sprites earlier so that your sprites are on top of some of the shapes but below the others. Again, the order of the code really matters. Right now, draw sprites is down here on line 30 at the very, very bottom. So let's run this and see what's going on here. Okay, so let's look at that picture again. So these eyes should be showing up, but they're not. And it's very nice to see you. That text should be on top of the strawberry. So let's go and fix some of that. And let's find the text. So here's the text. Let's see. So I want the text to be on the very top. So I'm going to lasso this code. You just click out here in the empty space and you drag over the blocks that you want to select. And now we can move all 3 of those down here to the bottom. And I want to put that below the draw sprites block. So now when I run it, that's up there. And then ellipse, ellipse. I believe these are the eyes being made right here. So I'm actually going to move the draw sprites right there to line 18. And now these eyes should be drawn on top of that sprite. Yeah, that's it. So all we did, we moved those 3 lines that are making the text yellow, giving it a text size, and writing the text and telling it where to be. And then we took that draw sprites block from the bottom and put that above where the eyes are being made right here. Finish and continue. And that should put us on 4B. We're going to debug the flying riddle. Oh man, okay, we've got text code this time. All right, we've got a debug Let's see. This scene's supposed to draw a cartoon, but it has a bug. When I run it, nothing shows up because it has a syntax error and unexpected token on line 24. We'll investigate that further, but it says the image shows on the screen, but the code doesn't run at all. Or what they expected to happen, sorry, is that the image shows on the screen, but what happens is the code doesn't run at all, and there's an error message. So it's supposed to look like this. Let's see. Down here, line 22, garbage truck. Ooh, I know exactly what's wrong with it. It's supposed to have quotation marks around it, around the text. That should fix that. So now when I click run, there we go. And then I can change it back to blocks as well, now that the error is fixed. So all that was is it needed quotation marks around a garbage truck. That's pretty simple. Let's move on. But before we do, what has wheels and flies but is not an aircraft? A garbage truck. Because it has wheels, right? To move along the ground, and then flies are flying around because of the garbage. I get it. I get it. Took me a second. All right. Now we're adding text. We're going to put a score on the screen. And this bubble, I like this. I like this practice because this is something that you end up doing quite a bit later on in this unit. Missing score. This image of a game is missing the score. Oh no! Can you help by adding text to match the image to the right? All right, we got to help our soccer bros. Oh, cool. It's a whole entire soccer field. All right. So how does that show up over here? That looks good. Soccer ball's in the middle. We're ready for kickoff. All right. So we're going to use 2 text blocks. One to get red score 3 up there. So let's go into our drawing drawer. I'm going to grab the text block. We want to do this on top of the draw sprites. So we're going to do this on line 8 below the draw sprites block. We want to say red score 3. So right here, capital red, space, score, space, colon 3. Let's see how that shows up. I'm going to change the color of that. So fill color so it shows up a little better. Make that white. Reset run. There it is. And then we want blue score 4 over here. All right. So we'll keep that fill there. We don't need to do anything with that. We'll grab the text block again. Reset so I can see what I'm doing. This time it's going to say blue score 4. There we go. But if I leave that at 0.15, it's going to draw it on top of the red score. I need to put it over here. So I'm going to actually do 15 is fine for Y, but for X, it needs to be like 328. Let's see how that looks. So in the X parameter, putting 328, resetting and running again, and there's blue score 4. I'm actually going to reduce this number just a little bit. Let's try 325 and see what that looks like. It's too low because now the B for blue is blending in with the white line for the goalie box. So let's do 326, move it 1 pixel over. There we go. That looks pretty good. I like that a lot. So we've got the red score 3 and blue score 4 showing up there. Fill and text size. I didn't need to use text size. It looks just like they have it there. I think they may be mistaken about you needing to use text size to get the score to look right, because it looks identical to what they have over here. I mean, you can use text size. Let's see what it looks like. 12 is the, I guess, default. Let's try 15. See, that makes it too big. So I wouldn't use text size here because that's not going to look quite right. we'll leave it at that. Let's say finish and continue. And then I think we're going to be done with the practice. And we're going to move over to bubble 5. All right, this is the assessment bubble. We know that by the purple check mark. Here's a scene, but it needs text. So let's run it, look at the scene. All right, we've got a creepy alien guy looking down or spying on or creeping on this robot down here. Add 2 pieces of text to the following scene. Make the 2 pieces of text different sizes. So we want our background is a sprite, so we're going to have to draw on top of our draw sprites. So drawing, or below it, I mean. So we'll use text size. We're going to use fill. Oh, I'm putting that in the wrong spot. And let me get this out of the way so we have more room to work, because we know what the instructions are. And then a text block. Yellow should be fine because it has that powder blue or light blue background. Let's make the font size 30 so we can see it real nice. I'm going to put this text up here at 8545. And the text we'll put like creepy alien spy. See what that looks like. All right. And I'm going to call this guy the oblivious robot. So we're going to go in here. We're going to grab another fill. I'm going to make this, what color would stand out nice? Let's go with, let's try just black text. And text size. We need a different size this time. We'll go a little bit smaller, say 22, because oblivious is a big word. And then we'll grab our text block and oblivious robot. Capitalize alien and spy. Oblivious robot, let's put that right here. 270, 195. Let's see if that fits. No, it does not. So we need to pull it this way some. So X is going to be, let's try 230. Looks pretty good. And I'm actually, let's change the text to red so it shows up even better. There we go. And I'm actually going to increase Y to like 215 so that it is closer to the robot. There we go. We've got the creepy alien spy and the oblivious robot. I like it. Okay. Is there anything else we needed to do? Let's see. Add 2 pieces of text to the following scene. 1, 2. Make the 2 pieces of text different sizes. We did that, and we changed the color. So we went above and beyond each. Good job. All right. We'll finish there. We'll continue. And that's going to put us on bubble 6, where the challenges are. Let's go ahead and dive right into the text color. Challenge A. And in challenge A, you can change the color of your text using the fill block. Read the code to see how it works. We'll go ahead and run this. And add a new block to make the word sky a different color. So we'll go to the drawing drawer where the fill color block lives. And here is sky down here on line 11. So I'm going to add a new color here. We're using red and orange. Yellow is automatic, so we'll just go with yellow, shall we? All right. And then add more text with even more colors. Rainbows in the sky. How do those lyrics go? Butterflies in the sky. Reading rainbow. We'll put reading rainbow down here. How about that? So I'm gonna grab another text block, put that here. I'm gonna grab a fill color. It's up here, and a text size. Where are you, text size? There you are. All right. And we want this to say, what did I say? Reading rainbow. Reading rainbow. All right, there we go. And it's automatically at 0.15, text size 12, so it's going to put it way up here. I want to bring it down to about right here, so let's do 10 to 15. And let's give it a text size of 30. Too big, maybe too many O's. Still too many O's. Too many W's. There we go. Reading rainbow. Put some ellipses there. Beautiful. Beautiful. If you get that reference, congratulations. Change that color to green. There we go. Let's do, like, does bright green work? Is that a color in the thing? Nope. Let's try, let's just use magenta. Let's use magenta. There we go. That looks good. Reading rainbow. All right. Finish. Finish. We did that challenge. Let's go to challenge B. White text on a white background. All right. You can add a border to your text. Whoa. Okay. I can add a border to my text using the stroke command shown below. Like other shapes, you can also use the stroke weight command to change the thickness of the stroke. By running the code below, you'll notice that the normal stroke weight for text doesn't give it much contrast when the background is the same color. Okay, so do this. This is read the code and see how it works. So we've got fill white, stroke black. So the stroke is that outside border of it. Add code to make the text stand out even more. Well, let's make it slightly bigger, so 25, and make sure that fits. Let's pull it back to 15, so those ellipses all are there. And then, let's see. So I just changed the X parameter on the text block. I changed the text size. Let's make it stand out a little more. Let's choose red. And that gives that 7 years ago, famous beginning to a famous speech. I believe that was Abraham Lincoln, right? Let me look that up. Who said 7 years ago? That was, Abraham Lincoln in the Gettysburg Address. We learn something every day. All right. Not only do you learn code from Mr. Decker, you also learn a little bit of history. All right. There we go. I'm happy with that. We're making it stand out some more. Let's fill that with yellow and see what that looks like. Cool. So we can make it stand out even more. Now it's like Abraham Lincoln was in McDonald's when he gave that famous speech. Not true. Don't write that down. That's not an answer choice on any history question. He definitely wasn't in a McDonald's. McDonald's didn't exist yet. I don't think the burger existed yet. That's sad, right? All right, wrapping text. You already know that the first two parameters of the text block indicate the upper left corner of the text area. There are also two more optional parameters that are hidden by default, and these last two parameters indicate the width and height of the text area. If all 5 parameters are used, GameLab will try to fit the text inside the rectangle defined by these parameters. Okay. Do this. Read the code to see how it works. All right, we're looking at it. 7 years ago. We're looking at that again. And then we have 30 and 200. Whoa. Okay. So that's the location. So if I click this arrow out here, that adds those last two parameters. And then we have width and height. So let's try a few different things. Enter values into the optional parameters that will make the text fit on the screen. Let's see. I want to start this at 10. And we'll start it at 100. So we'll raise it up the screen. Whoop, we didn't fill in these parameters. So let me just try for a width of like, I don't know, 200 and a height of 300. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, so we need to pull it up the screen further. So 100 is not going to work. Let's try 15. So it should move that up. 7 years ago is not showing up. So let's try to make this wider. Let's do 300, 300. There we go. Fourscore and 7 years ago. There we go. Now it's wrapping that text and I can see the whole thing. That's pretty cool. So to wrap text, you just add those parameters. I'm going to Control Z those back in there. Reset run just to make sure. Rut-row raggy. So 300, 300. Was that what I did? Yeah. All right, there we go. So 10x, 100y. Let's actually move this over, get that kind of centered a little bit. 50. Let's try 60. We're almost there. 70. Cool. Now it's centered right in the middle. 70, 100 for the x and y location, and then 300 wide by 300 high. Finish. I think that finishes C. If you want to take on D or E, that is up to you. That's extra stuff for fun. But we've done all of the practice, all of the challenges. We rocked the assessment. Absolutely love the creepy alien spy and the oblivious robot. That's it for me. I hope you had as good a time as I did. Coding is really fun, and I love learning. That's where we're going to leave it. I'll see you next time for Lesson 11.